Hello everyone, tonight on our program, Parliament approves controversial E-levy bill despite minority walkout. Well, how significant would the E-levy be in getting us out of the current economic mess? We will discuss. Also coming up, MTN's Mobile Money Limited assures it has taken steps to lessen any burden that may arise from the implementation of the E-levy on customers.
Continue to work and ensure that its implementation does not bring issues that will overly interrupt the business we built, and will continue to sustain the interest in the digitization agenda.
Also tonight, Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta advised to take a second look at no duty, no exit policy at the MPS terminal at Tema Port to save jobs and prevent environmental risks.
If this policy goes ahead to implement, all those GPHO workers at Golden Jubilee will have to lose their job because GPHO can no longer maintain them. You are not getting the job. How do you make money to general revenue to pay staff?
My name is Daryl Kwawu. Thanks for being with us tonight. We've got details of all those stories and others coming up in this half hour of business news. Do stay with us. All right, welcome back to Business Live. My name is Daryl Kwawu, and as you can see, the Black Stars are facing off with the Super Eagles of Nigeria in the second leg of the World Cup qualifier. The match hype game just got underway. The two teams drew goalless in the first leg at the Babaya Stadium, and tonight's game is crucial if any of the team makes it to Qatar 2022. Joining me to discuss, Joy Sports Oreku Ampofo. I just want to begin with this. What do we need to win, Oreku?
Well, by keeping a clean sheet in Kumasi, Ghana has their work, cut out for them because there's still the away goal rule for FIFA World Cup qualifiers. And so Ghana just has to ensure that they play out a score draw. And so anything by nil-nil will take it to extra time and potentially penalties.
Which we don't want.
Yes. And so a score draw 1-1, 2-2, 3-3, 4-4. Sees Ghana qualify, but it wouldn't be easy, especially because that means Ghana has to score a goal, and the Black Stars have been struggling up front, don't really create a lot of opportunities, and to do it in Abuja in a 60,000 capacity stadium would require a lot of effort.
I was just going to ask what our chances are, and concerning goals with this reformed team, isn't there anybody who can give us the goals we need?
Unfortunately, you are depending on a 19-year-old who hasn't really played a lot of professional football, has less than 300 minutes of football in his career, and he's leading the line. The most experienced player in the team is Jordan Ayew. He's the only one to have played a World Cup, and so this is a relatively young side. So usually it's Andre Ayew who is chipping in with the goals, but he's not around, and so sometimes Thomas Partey does, and he would have to pull one trick out of his magic hat to be able to ensure that Ghana gets a goal. But you look up front, it doesn't look too encouraging. Jordan has just 5 goals in 60 appearances, so Ghana would need a miracle tonight.
A miracle we need, and we are told that economic activities in Abuja are at a virtual standstill. Like, everybody's been encouraged to go to the stadium and watch the match. How formidable is this Nigerian squad?
I think they're a good team. They're ranked third in Africa, and deservedly so. I thought they would have done better in the Africa Cup of Nations, but every team has one of those games. Best in the group stages. Unfortunately, the knockout round had a red card. Things didn't go too well against Tunisia. I thought they still outplayed the North Africans, but they lost that game. But everyone could clearly see the improvements in the team, and so Egwavon was still retained as the coach of the side. I think they're a good team, have strength in depth, have a lot of quality players, and unlike Ghana, they can rely on about 6-7 players for goals. They have quite a number of members in their team who have scored more than 10 goals this season in their European clubs. And so they're a difficult team to face, especially the fact that they are playing at home makes it even harder. But Ghana has one thing, and that's the fact that in a derby, it's really who wants it more that gets it. It's never really about the quality of players on the pitch.
Okay, it's the president's birthday. He's got the E-levy. We are hoping that he gets the Black Stars victory too. What's your gut feeling about what's going to happen tonight? I
don't think Ghana would win. Oh. And the good thing is Ghana doesn't have to win to qualify. I think Ghana can find a way of getting a draw some way, somehow, and qualifying.
And that would mean we'll have to score a goal.
Ghana has to score. I think Ghana would have to, either that or we rely on penalties. So it's two things. I don't think Ghana can straight out win this game. It's possible, but it would be really tough to go to Abuja and win there. And so a draw looks likely if they're able to hang in there in the first 30 minutes, not get battered, not get carried by the occasion, and then in the second half, try and create something of their own. I think the longer the game goes on at a stalemate, the better Ghana's chances are of qualifying to Qatar. All
right, Urek will be watching with you. Let's see what happens. Well, we talked about the Black Stars. Let's talk about the president's gift today. At least he had it, the E-levy. Parliament has approved the controversial electronic transactions levy, or the bill. This was a decision reached after the consideration stage was completed by a majority-sided House of urgency. The bill was adopted at a reduced rate of 1.5% from the initial 1.75% amid a minority walkout. Now, President Akufo-Addo is expected to assent to the bill. The tax, which has become a subject of debate among Ghanaians, is expected to rake in close to 6 billion cedis in tax revenue for the country. The Ghana Revenue Authority has already hinted that its structures have been revised and ready to ensure mobilization of the income. Today, the Finance Minister was in Parliament to push for the bill's passage a day to President Akufo-Addo's State of the Nation address. Take a listen.
Where, Mr. Speaker, in particular, they want everyone to pay taxes, they want government to be accessible, they want Parliament to get to work, they want employment for our youth, they want agriculture and industry to thrive, and they want us to tackle our debt problem and raise more revenue and to prosecute offenders. Mr. Speaker, during the period, the mobile money operators agreed to reduce their charges by 25 percentage points to bring their charges on the transfer to 0.75%. Mr. Speaker, in light of these discussions, and in that same great spirit of cooperation, government has also decided to reduce the rate of the levy from 1.75% of the transfer to 1.5% of the transfer. The coverage of the levy with respect to transfers from bank accounts of individuals has also been clarified as bank transfers on an instant pay digital platform or application originating from a bank account belonging to an individual subject to a daily threshold to be determined by the minister. Mr. Speaker, at the consideration stage, I'll be bringing the necessary amendments to reflect these changes. Mr. Speaker, further to this, and to ensure accountability, government shall, as part of the media review and annual budget statement, provide a statement showing the quantum of levy collected and the purposes for which it has been applied.
Well, joining me now, Yao Latte, who is partner at accounting firm Deloitte Ghana and executive director of the Center for Economics, Finance and Inequality Studies, Dr. Benjamin Amwa. Great to have you too this evening when the Black Stars are playing and we should be watching. But the E-levy is also important, so we have to talk about it. I want to begin with you, Yao. The much touted E-levy has been passed. Of course, the minority says they're going to challenge it, but as it stands, it has been passed. How significant is this?
Yes, so I think we should look at the significance of the passage of the E-levy in the context of the economic challenges that we are currently having, particularly of the recent downgrade of the country and the fact that investor confidence in the economy dwindled quite a bit. One of the reasons why the country was downgraded was the challenges that we are having with our revenue targets and our inability to implement some of the revenue measures in the 2022 budget. So this is a significant milestone, and it goes to address one of the key concerns that have been raised by investors, particularly international investors on the confidence in the Ghanaian economy. And this will go a long way to boost confidence in the Ghanaian economy. Albeit, we do know that it is not a panacea to all the challenges that we are currently having. There are a few other ones that we need to address. But I think this is a significant milestone, given the economic challenges that we are currently going through, and the fact that government is going to use this as a basis to drive other revenue measures as well. So I think this is a very good milestone.
Dr. Amwa, the fear is that government may not attain its objective since many people or some people may be hesitant in transacting mobile money services. And I'm asking you this based on a survey conducted by your center, which showed that many people were not in favor of the E-levy bill, despite what government says that people really wanted the bill passed.
Yeah, you are right. There was a clear objection to the intention of government to introduce the E-levy. That's about 81.8%. But notwithstanding, some individuals also supported the view of government. So what we are saying is that if you go into the report further, realize that 46% or so declared their intention. And their intention was that they will reduce their mobile money transaction and they will also move away from Momo should Parliament pass it. So clearly, there is going to be some revenue deficit for the government as far as how much they have in mind to rake in every year. Mind you, the 6 or 7 billion was based on the initial 1.75. Now it is going to be 1.5. So if you do a recalibration of that 1.5 based on the initial 7 billion, then you can see that clearly the numbers in terms of how much we mobilize will drop. Again, from our research, we saw that about 46% or so will not transact with Momo. So clearly, the amount anticipated by government will not be achieved.
I just need to point out that the Black Stars have scored a goal, and so if you're watching, we are 1-0, 1 goal up against Nigeria, and that's good news. So, yeah, listening to what Dr. Mo has to say, could there have been other alternatives? People have said this is a lazy approach to taxing the people of Ghana.
Well, I think that point has been made by a lot of analysts, and I think for us as Deloitte, one of the suggestions we made was that fine, it sounds like an innovative tax measure, given all the problems that we are having with other revenue sources. But we are suggesting that this should be a short to medium term measure if it results in adverse behaviors, as has been pointed out by researchers like Dr. Amwa and others. If it results in some adverse behaviors, we ask that it be withdrawn immediately. Because we are seeking to achieve financial inclusion in the long term, there are a lot of people who struggle to open bank accounts. And yet, the Momo account has been opened and it has relaxed rules. And there are people in the rural areas who have Momo accounts and have never been to a bank before. And so if we are on the journey of achieving financial inclusion and this is going to distort that effort, then I think this tax should be looked at again, reviewed, and make sure that the exclusion list actually excludes people who are vulnerable. Because we see that there is some exclusion list, but it's not strongly discriminatory enough to exclude people who are vulnerable. And I think the first year of implementation, we should monitor how people behave. We do know that in other countries, when it was implemented, there were some behaviors that adversely affected the revenue target. And if that's going to happen here, government should review the whole policy on the tax again.
Okay, my final question will go to you, Dr. Amwa. We've already had talk about how this could impact on the finances of individuals and businesses. How can they navigate that?
For individuals and businesses, again, to manage this, then for those who are not sensitive to this particular tax, they will still go ahead and transact with the E-levy tax. But those who are E-levy tax sensitive because of what they are going to transfer, then there is all the possibility that they will move away from E-levy And then also the usage of check, because for now, using check for payment comes at zero cost. So it is possible that some individuals or tax sensitive or e-levy sensitive consumers of financial services may want to explore the channel of using check payment to avoid the e-levy.
All right, thank you so much, Dr. Benjamin Amwa there. He is Executive Director of Surface, also Yao Latte, who is a partner at accounting firm Deloitte. Appreciate your thoughts tonight. You're watching Business Live, still on E-levy. Mobile Money Limited has assured that it has taken steps to lessen any burden that may arise from the implementation of the levy on customers. According to the company, it will engage customers and business partners in order to have a better understanding of the impact the levy is likely to bring. Answering questions at the Facts Behind the Figures event, General Manager Elihene hinted that his outfit is prepared to support customers in order to promote transactions.
The issue of e-levy and its impact, internally we've looked at. And like in other countries where similar taxes have been imposed, we've seen its impact. We believe that on the basis of what we see in those countries, there's likely going to be an impact on this side. What the impact will be at this point, we cannot tell, but we see that happening. And what is most important, and I think in the discussions we've had earlier, is how we can continue to engage so that in the process where the impact itself becomes negative to its expected results, the right steps will be taken to make sure that we mitigate it, working together with all stakeholders. Otherwise, on our side, we'll continue to work and ensure that its implementation does not bring issues that will overly interrupt the business we've built, and will continue to sustain the interest in the digitization agenda or customers' interest in electronic transactions going forward. That is what we look forward to, that customers or users or subscribers will continue to adopt the electronic means of transaction as much as possible. So we'll look forward to working with all stakeholders to achieve that.
Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta has been advised to take a second look at the no duty, no exit policy at the MPS terminal at the Tema Port. The policy is a revenue measure the government believes will help boost revenue to aid economic recovery. But speaking to Joy Business, the Executive Secretary of the Importers and Exporters Association of Ghana, Samson Asaki Awingobe, said the fiscal measure, when implemented, will lead to environmental risks since every terminal handles different consignments, while some terminals will be rendered redundant, leading to job losses.
Should be cleared at the port, at MPS. I pay my duty. My container says that at MPS. I won't allow my container to go to GPH reefer container yard again. Which means, if this policy goes ahead to implement, all those GPH workers at Golden Jubilee will have to lose their job because GPH can no longer maintain them. You are not getting the job. How do you make money to revenue, general revenue to pay staff? Those staff at the Golden River Container Yard will also have to be rendered jobless, including the Safe One terminal, then the TBT terminal, and other terminals who will no longer be getting cargo that they used to get from the port because of this policy. For me, I know the government, you are not ready to create more jobs. You are not ready to employ. The rest who are lucky and have their job that they are doing, we will not sit down and allow you to render them jobless. We are saying that, and we will not also sit down and allow this policy to take place. Then tomorrow we wake up in the morning and our port is burned down because we are keeping dangerous cargo in the port. Even international environmental specialists would not agree. The ISO certificate, they will not agree that you keep dangerous cargo in the port, within the port. It must go outside the port, and that's why we have a dedicated terminals to handle all this cargo. So no importer is ready. If they push it to be implemented, then you should count these terminals that I spoke about, that they will be out of business because nobody will agree to pay duty, and say, okay, still I paid this, but take my container to GPH Golden Jubilee or River Container, and I'll come and pay another charge there. No, nobody will agree to that.
And you're watching Business Live. As you heard me say, the Black Stars are up 1 goal with a game against Nigeria. We'll get the rundown after this break, plus some other business stories. Welcome back to Business Live. We are following that game between the Black Stars and the Super Eagles of Nigeria. You know, before the break, I told you the Black Stars were up 1 goal. Well, things have changed, and Daryl Kwawu is here to tell us the latest. So as it is now, it's a draw, 1-1. How did that happen?
You remember how VAR in the first leg helped Ghana? This time round, it switched hands and it helped Nigeria. So the referee didn't see the incident, actually. No Nigerian player appealed, but VAR called the referee to come check something, and in the footage you could see Dennis Odoi stepping on the toes of Ademola Lookman in the penalty box. And so referee pointed to the spot, and their standing captain for today, William Tristikong, slotted it past Jojo Woloko. So it's still 1-1.
No, you know how we're talking about the Black Stars needing a goal. So when they scored the goal, we're all excited, like, this is it.
Yeah, I mean,
how did that goal happen in the first place?
So it was a corner which was played quickly, Jordan to Gideon Mensah to Thomas Partey. It was a very speculative effort, one that you'd expect Zohu to catch. But he managed to mess up his standing position, and the ball crept right under his arm when he tried to catch it. And it was a good lead for Ghana. Getting an early lead means you have something to hold on to. But the Nigerians were angered by that, and there's just been pressure upon pressure upon pressure. And I think it's a well-deserved equalizer for them. As things stand, Ghana still go to the World Cup. But
if things remain
the same.
But what's the possibility that things will change? Having seen the first 25 minutes of the game?
Well, it was key for me that Nigeria don't score in the first 30 minutes. Now that they have, you need a reaction. You need a leader in there, because remember, they are playing at home. They're going to be pumped up by 60,000 people cheering them on, and so they're going to keep going. And now they know that they've got 1 goal, they know they can get another, and so it will be really tough. And defensively, I think the team has to put up their best ever performance if Ghana is.
Yeah, I was going to ask you if it would be a good tactic to defend all through till the end of the game from now.
I think it's too early. It's too early, and I don't see Ghana defending this lead for more than 60 minutes in this game. I think that potentially what could happen is that they have to learn to slow the game down, possess the ball a bit, and take control of it. Otherwise, if they sit back and allow Nigeria to attack, they have so many different options who can head Ghana in so many different ways. And so it doesn't look too good for Ghana.
I know at the beginning you were very cautious about Ghana's chances. Do you still hold that view?
I said a draw would be enough. I don't see Ghana winning. And as I said, I still don't see Ghana winning. Ghana's best route of qualification would be a draw.
All right, Orekwan Popo, thanks for bringing us up to speed. That's it for Business Live, but there is more news on our website, myjoyonline.com/business. I was checking if we had it on the screen, but it's myjoyonline.com/business. That's where to go for the latest stories. My name is Daryl Kwawu. Thanks for watching. We'll be back same time tomorrow.